Okay, so we're going to talk about a basic survival kit. And this is a dollar store basic survival kit. Something put together at the dollar store with a few items from the kitchen cupboard. All right, so here we go. We have a scissor, can opener, a paring knife, some instant coffee, a first aid kit, a Tupperware container with latches, a metal pan, anti-diarrhea medicine, a leave type painkiller, low dose aspirin, candles, and these are from the kitchen cupboard. Pack of ramyuns, 3 high protein oatmeal, can of tuna, 2 rice snacks oatmeal bars. I'm sorry, peanut butter, uh, chip, whatever, little bars, little cookies, and Pop Tart. All right. So essentially, from the dollar store, all the stuff that I got from the dollar store totaled $11. Okay. So let's go by why we got these things. Scissor. A lot of people use a knife instead of a scissor when a scissor is more appropriate to be used to cut fabric, cut things that you need to design certain things. A knife, especially a cheap knife, is not going to cut it. You need a scissor to do the job. And so let's open the scissor. I had already opened it because I'm filming this with one hand. Here, let's do some cutting. See if it cut through this. Yes. Yes, it works. Cuts good. Cut through both plastic and paper. So that works fine. A dollar store scissor. Okay. Can opener. Okay. You always need something to open cans with. Okay. Regardless if you're going to use a knife. A cheap knife is not going to cut through can, so you're definitely going to need a very high quality knife or a very small compact can opener type. But for $1, when those little tiny can opening devices cost maybe $5, $6, $7, you go to the dollar store and buy a full size can opener that will just work even better and more conveniently and easily. All right. You always need a can opener because you don't know where you're going to find canned food that you need to open. And canned food, believe it or not, is one of the better ways to preserve your food and enjoy already cooked meals. Um, they're heavy, but, for centuries, human beings have been canning food for portability and survival. Here is a paring knife. I don't put a lot of money into this dollar paring knife, so I'm not putting a lot of faith into this. You need something sharp. You need something pointy, just for paring, food preparation. Maybe a little bit of feathering of branches and stuff to make fire, kindle, whatever. But pokes through. Okay, and in a tight pinch, good for whatever you need a sharp edged blade for. Okay, feels pretty sharp, and you can poke through just about anything with this. Yeah, I wouldn't be pataning with this or anything, but I mean, push come to shove, if you need to split something, just to start a split or something, I'm sure you can do that. But I wouldn't go beating on this like a expensive knife or anything. It's just something in a tight pinch. Coffee, nothing like a morale booster. Caffeine is a good morale booster. When you're out there You need quick energy. You need to be alert. You need to come out of a depression or some sort of anxiety. This is a good way to relax and also boost your own morale with some caffeine. Okay, so here, prepackaged instant coffee, good to go. First aid. This was $1 at the dollar store. First aid kit. Okay, inside I'm gonna open it up. Okay, inside. Trying to do it all this one-handed. You got alcohol pads. You have sterile tampons. Okay. This is for like if you need to put it over a bleeding wound or anything, and then you want to wrap it up. This is a good way to try to slow down your bleeding. Okay. You got an assortment of band-aids. So you got an alcohol wipe to sanitize your little cut or whatever. If it's a little bit more than a cut, you might want to put this on there to slow the bleeding down and wrap it up. But mostly it's an assortment of band-aids for your little boo-boo. Okay. So that's nothing also sets you back than a little paper cut or a little cut on your hand, and you're trying to go about doing your outdoor business, and anything that can lead to infection or inconvenience or pain. This is for that. It's not to try to stop bullet wounds or heal bullet wounds, or it's not a major first aid kit. So, but it's there to help you through inconvenient things like little cuts and stuff. But anyway, moving on. A pan. Okay, this can be used as a plate for your food, to cook your food, to boil water. Okay, it's a nice size one. In fact, everything I got here in front of you from the dollar store fits in that pan. Okay, anti-diarrhea medicine. Why anti-diarrhea medicine? In a high stressful environment or high stress situation, most people suffer what's called a irritable bowel syndrome, or irritable bowel income. Little inconveniences that come up when you're in a high stress situation where you start to feel sick. Might want to take this. All day pain relief, Aleve. You wanna have you have a headache, you have muscle ache, you're not used to being out there hiking it or whatever, and you want to relieve yourself of some of discomfort, a headache, whatever. It's a good way to go. And will, in a tight pinch, if you really get hurt bad and you really want to try to reduce some of your pain or discomfort, you could treat yourself with that. Aspirin, low dose. When you have a heart condition or you're not used to physical activity and you're out there humping it, and you want to take precautions, make sure you take some of that a day. Although aspirin may upset your stomach a little bit, that's what these are for. This is for maybe to help you with that as well. Candle, okay, for lighting, yeah, sure, but also for cooking. You light one of these, open up, you can take a soda can or any kind of can that you find and poke holes in the bottom and around the top rim area, and you can put a candle inside of the can and light it, and then put this on top of the can while the candle is burning underneath it inside the can, and you have basically what you call a jet stove that will boil water in here for your ramen, okay, or for your oatmeal, okay, and these are of course on the go snacking. that will help you throughout the day. I would say that the amount of food that's right up there, five packs of ramen noodle, 3 packs of oatmeal, um, a can of tuna, some snack bars, and a Pop Tart. I would say that's a good 3 days worth of food. Okay. Now, you're not gonna, in a situation where you're in a emergency situation, you're not gonna be looking to eat 3 times a day. Okay, you're not gonna look to eat a lot when you eat. So one ramen noodle for dinner, lunch, or whatever. One packet of oatmeal for uh, breakfast. You know, a snack bar whenever you're really hungry. I wouldn't eat those unless you're really hungry. Just this two alone should last you 3 days. Okay, you're not taking in a lot of calories. You're not eating a lot. But this is survival, guys. This is what you gotta, you gotta go through. It's better than not eating at all. Most of you, if you ever watch Naked and Afraid, those people go days or a whole week without eating. So this is plenty if you compare yourself to that type of situation. 3 days worth of food right there, folks. Okay, so why did I get this container? Okay, so I'm gonna try to take this kit, put it down there. Okay, pour some coffee in there. Okay. You try to squeeze as much stuff in there as possible, You open the thing up here. See, I'm not going to take this one out. Well, I will because it's labeled on the back anti-diarrhea. So I'll take that out and put it in there. Okay, also take this bottle. Now, what's so great about these little aspirin bottles, okay, is that there's cotton in these inside. Okay, so you could use cotton inside these for tinder. Light it with a match or whatever, and you can start a fire with that. The cottons inside these aspirin bottles, medicine bottles. Okay, so basically, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to fit the knife in there, but all right. So everything that I got, aside from the utensils, fit in this container. Okay, that's the first aid kit, all the medicine stuff, coffee, diarrhea medicine, all fit in here. Okay, now and then you can put this whole thing inside this pan. Okay, put that in there. This stuff here, you can go put it in a bag. The knife, you can make a some type of carry case or sheath, or just take it and wrap it up with duct tape. Wrap all this together with duct tape or whatever, and throw it in a bag. Okay. So here's the empty boxes. Throw away. Okay. So you got the whole little 3-day survival kit. Maybe for some people longer than that. Like I said, I'll make a little stove with this on another video to show you what I'm talking about. But like I said, this is a $11 survival kit. Knife, can opener, And most of you are going to say, well, you know, you get one of those little multi-tools that have a can opener on it, knife, whatever, and this and that. And you could go buy a cheap one that would cost basically $10 to $25 for a cheap one. And, but you won't be getting all this other stuff here, you know? So don't let it be said that you can't purchase a very cheap survival kit for under $20 that will fulfill the most basic needs. Okay. I'm kind of curious as to how good this knife is. It's pretty sharp. I think you can actually pare cut fruit, you know, and cut food with this. You probably, if you really had to, skin a animal with it or whatever, you know. You definitely do some with it. But I'll include these little devices that I get in other videos just to show you how well they work or how well they do not work. Okay, so basic food items just from the kitchen cupboard. You know, when you're bugging out or you have to go somewhere quick, you don't have to go to the store. All this stuff is probably already in your kitchen. Just throw it in a bag. Have this ready to go. Have this ready to go like this, and you're out the door. As you notice, I don't have any utensils for eating or anything, but you know, with this knife, you could cut food, you could you know, stir food with it or whatever, but you can also carve yourself, you know, chopsticks or little fork, or you could carve yourself a spoon with a knife like this, you know, and that's how you do it. Okay, make yourself things that you don't have out in the woods. You know, they did that in the old days. But here you have a self-contained little survival kit, first aid kit, all the medicines, basic medicines that you need. If you're prone to allergies, I would get an allergy cold medicine in there instead of aspirins, maybe. Coffee. Okay. Um, Another thing I forgot to get that slipped my mind was bug spray. You know, you get bug spray from the dollar store, and you're definitely gonna need bug spray because the number one thing I've learned is that when you're out there in outside, the first thing that's gonna get you is bugs biting all over you, and when you're, like I said, when you're uncomfortable, surviving makes it harder. Thinking makes it harder. When you know things make you feel uncomfortable, you're not doing things at your best. So you want these little things to set your mind at ease and be able to, so you can think clearly and survive. Okay, so that's the Glock Ninja budget, ultra budget, ultra budget survival kit. And there, you know, like I said, there are a few other things that I wanted to add in here, like maybe some hand sanitizers, maybe a bigger kitchen knife from the dollar store. But I like this because this is just enough to, you know, do what you need to do to make what you need to make. Okay, and like I said, a scissor is good for cutting materials. You know, you want to make something out of your clothes, instead of tearing it or cutting it with a cheap knife that butchers the material, you could cut the cloth with this nice, you know, in the shape that you want. You know, you could when you come across some canvas or something like that, you, instead of ripping it, you cut it, you know, and craft yourself a nice little tent or some kind of shelter with this can opener. Like I said, you never know when you're gonna run across some food laying around somewhere that you need to open with a can opener. Okay, you know, and that's it. Thanks for watching.